Hello, JBU grad students. This is Dr. Wingfield. I've gotten an email recently, and it reminded me of several emails I've received over the last few semesters about gaining access to primary sources for research papers or course papers through the JBU library system. So I thought I'd make you a little video. It's easier to show you than to talk you or email you through how to do it. So from EagleNet, wherever you're logged in from, just put your cursor over the menu, go down to academics and down to library. Hopefully you've gotten that far. I'm going to do scholarly peer reviewed, and I'm going to click articles, and I'm going to type in Minuchin. Let's say you're doing an article on structural family, a paper on structural family therapy, and you need some primary sources on Minuchin's structural family therapy. And let's say you decided that you want actual writings from Minuchin himself. So we'll see what comes up just by typing in Minuchin and article. Well, all of these are probably, some of these will be good, but all of these are probably just any article that references Salvador Minuchin in the references page. So none of these are necessarily by Minuchin. However, some of them may be great primary sources as well. So a primary source is a peer-reviewed source that adds something unique. It's a unique contribution to that particular theory in the field. So a primary source doesn't have to be written by the original author of a theory, but it's also good to reference original writings of the original author the first time you're introducing a theory. So here's Leadership Lessons from Salvador Minuchin, 2011. So this is someone else who's gone back and researched Minuchin. By the way, if that was a full text, you'd probably get a great list of all of Minuchin's writings, a reference list of Minuchin from this article, I would guess. But I'm wanting some things written by Minuchin himself talking about family therapy. So I want to go to advanced search. Just to make this quicker, I'm going to do select field, author. I'm going to leave Minuchin in this search bar, and that's it. And I'm going to hit search. Theoretically, what should come up is only things written by Minuchin. Let's see what we got. And there we go. I have 13 results. And look in this author column by Salvador Minuchin. There may be other authors, but now I'm getting by Salvador Minuchin. There's another Minuchin, may not be him, on family therapy by Salvador Minuchin. It's an article in Psychology Today. Working with families of the poor. That's probably a review, I'm guessing, of some kind. Family, that's a book written by Minuchin, but this is not the Minuchin book title, so this is a book review as well. Jay Haley, My Teacher by Salvador Minuchin, 2007. So that's going to tell you, he's talking about some of how Haley's influenced his work. These are some great primary sources for an article on structural family therapy. Let's say, well, I want this family healing. I want to find out what this is. This looks interesting. So this is actually by William Hunter in the Journal of Psychology. It's a review of Minuchin's book. Well, I want the book to read for my research paper, or I want to be able to cite it originally. So I'm going to right-click and copy this title of this book. And then I'm going to go back to the library homepage. I'm going to go to Interlibrary Loan, and I'm going to log on to my ILLiad account. Now, if you've never used ILLiad before, you'll need to click on First Time User, and you'll come to this page. And this is where you fill out who you are, your JBU ID number. That be sure you select graduate status, department, graduate school, preferred loan delivery method, mail to address. If you're in Little Rock or Fort Smith, you don't want to have them hold it for you at the library and tell them that you're going to drive 3 hours to pick it up. So you want them to mail it to you. Preferred electronic delivery if possible. Yes, absolutely. So they can email you articles directly to your inbox. Choose a password, etc. So I'm going to log into mine. if I can remember my password. Looks like I did. And I'm going to request this book that I just found. I copied the title so I can Control V and paste it. I don't have to retype that. I can type in Minuchin. All I need is the starred things. I need it now, but if you can't get it to me before January 3rd, don't even send it to me. I don't need it anything other than English. Alternate edition, yes. But that's enough just right there. Now, if I want to provide some more information, if there's several books with similar titles, I might come back here. And I've got a publication date of 1993, so I could date of publication just to make sure I'm getting the right article. An ISSN number, that might also be a field I can fill in. That's ISBN, that's not ISSN. Anything else? New York Free Press 93 AN. Don't know what that is. Let me copy it. Is there a place to type that in? Nope, not so much. I think this would be enough. I would just hit submit. The book would come to me, or that library would let me know. If it's an actual article, let's go back. A lot of them I can download as a PDF of the full Jay Haley, My Teacher by Salvador Minuchin in the journal Family Process. Receive full text. Here's the full PDF. There's the whole article right there. Look at this great little thing as well. Let's say I use this in my reference list. I cite from this article. I want to be sure that I'm showing the correct APA style. If I pull it from here, I can just click Cite. APA 6th edition. There it is. It's already perfectly written for me. All I have to do is select, right-click, copy, pull up my Word file. If this is my master reference list, and click Paste. This needs to be reversed indented. So I'm going to have to do that and then that. And look, and I didn't have to type a thing. I just copied and pasted it. Great tool. Here's a article written by Minuchin, so it's a primary source, because I know Minuchin is a primary theorist of structural family therapy. I haven't read the article, but I could real quickly. It's there on the screen. Somewhere, I guess I've clicked off of it. There it is. I can get rid of this, go back to the article, and I can read it. And I can read what Minuchin said about Jay Haley, and maybe how he influenced his own writings. If I get one thing out of this article, maybe I don't, but if I get one thing, then I've got a citation already ready. Let's say I'm done with that one and I want something more older from Minuchin. Here's a Psychology Today art. That was, here's a good one. Journal of Marital and Family Therapy. Reimagining and researching a continuing conversation. Where's the family in narrative family therapy? He's going to contrast that with his Working with Families of the Poor. Again, that's a book I need to have if I'm going to do some original research from Minuchin, so I could request that book through the method I showed you before. So there you go. There's a quick overview of how to find primary sources. You could do that for any theorist. I could do Haley, as Minuchin mentioned, just type in author up here, put Haley in. I could put Bowen in. If I just want to search for anything on structural family therapy that I'm not, let's say I've already cited Minuchin a couple of times, and now I just want other authors who've made original contributions to structural family therapy theory, which would also be considered primary sources. Then, it's not the author field. I need to go back to, let's put it in the title. Let's see what articles I can find that's in the title that says structural family therapy right there in the title, so I'll know that article is primarily about that. Well, here's a bunch. 41, there's the Minuchin article, Handbook of Structural Techniques in Marriage and Family Therapy. Counseling in the Church, a Biblical Critique of Structural Family Therapy. Journal of Family Ministry, book review, work therapy. So I can just scan these. I'm looking for things that help me with understanding the theory or describing the theory of structural family therapy. And some of these may have some good overviews even in their introductions. family-directed structural therapy. It's in the Journal of Marriage and Family Therapy 2005. More than likely, let's take a look. This would be an article that gives you a review of structural family therapy and might even give you some sites, other articles to go find. So here's another tip for finding primary sources, is find an article in a peer-reviewed journal such as this that's directly talking about a theory in which I'm interested in. And this is University of Kansas, and here's the introduction. Look, he's citing Minuchin, Nichols and Schwartz, and so forth. I bet you if I go down to the end of this article, I'm going to see his reference list, or his or her, both and. No, they have that differently here. It's references. Let's see if that's where they are. So here's the references listed. Nichols and Schwartz. Families and Family Therapy by Salvador Minuchin. So there's another book. I can just click on Request Interlibrary Loan. I'm already signed in, and look, it already populates. Families and Family Therapy. It gives me the date. Here's when I want it. Salvador Minuchin's the author. All I have to do is click Submit, and that book will come to me in the mail. Pretty cool. If you have any questions about this process, you can always call the JBU library. They're very helpful in walking you through any of these steps that may seem difficult. But we found just here in about 6 minutes or so, 11 minutes and 33 seconds so far, we found 5 or 6 original primary sources, and we could have clicked through a bunch more, downloaded these as PDFs to our own computer, save it on the cloud somewhere, and I've got it forever. If I want to have it, I can even click that little cite button, and I've got a professionally cited source, and I have the reference that I can include in a master reference list that I'm building on structural family therapy. Hope this was helpful and answered some of the email questions I've received. If you have any more, feel free to pass them on. Have a great day and a fantastic end to your semester. God bless.